Good afternoon, Maria. How are you today?
I'm well, thank you, Danielle. How about yourself?
Very good. Thank you for asking. I know we've had a little technical difficulties this morning, so we're going to go ahead and give it another go here. So we were chatting a little bit about your experience and what you're looking for. So I'd like to recap that. So you reside in Palm Coast, and you are looking for a permanent position full time.
Yes.
Okay, great. And you have had a few positions in the Palm Coast area. You had some family situations you had to deal with, so that took you away from your work briefly. But now you're back at it and ready to, start back up with your career. Correct?
Yes, you are correct.
Okay, wonderful. So, tell me a little bit about what you were doing and who you worked for briefly since you've been here in Florida.
Okay, so I did work for Realty Exchange as an administrative assistant. My responsibility was to schedule and confirm all appointments on behalf of the one of the broker owners. I was in charge of all of the renewals on behalf of his insurance policies, well, on behalf of the brokerage insurance policies. So my main job was to renew, to ensure that all the policies, since they had different companies, to ensure that all the renewal dates were on the calendar and, be able to remind them that it was time to renew them, so then that way none of the insurance on behalf of the companies will lapse. I also worked for Allstate. I also did the same thing, kind of like assisted customers with regard to their homeowners insurance policies. If there was any change on their policy, we would submit their request on their behalf. I processed auto car payments on behalf of Allstate. I also completed any changes or any requests on behalf of the homeowners in case that they needed to process a claim. Usually, like after the hurricane season, like September, October, we will get numerous influx of customers, wanting to say, hey, I had a couple of shingles, I had water, brought in, I need to review my policy. Or if their mortgage was paid off and they needed to take off the mortgage company off their policy as an added interest, we would be able to process that kind of change. And, constantly being able to provide, customer service, you know, anything that they needed on to provide them with any concerns or try to find some form of a solution.
Okay, wonderful. So that job does sound similar to the position that you actually applied for, which is wonderful. And then before that, I understand that you do have a lot of legal experience as well. You worked in a law firm.
Yes, I did. That was back in New York, and I started off as a legal assistant, and then I worked my way up. Within the 16 years that I was able to be employed there, I worked my way up to legal administrator, and it was a campaign. It was both a political and legal law firm. So if one of the partners was running for political office, we would change gears. I had 9 staff members working under myself. So when we would be completely in campaign mode, I would delegate, what the legal process or anything that needed to get done on behalf of the associates, the calendar, the court appointments. So it was a back and forth. So I used to wear 2 different hats, basically, and, try to maintain a level of consistency in between both.
Okay, goodness. And you were there, you had great tenure at that position. What you said that was 16 years?
Yes, yes, ma'am.
Okay, wonderful. And then as far as Spanish, you speak Spanish as well?
Yes, I do. I'm
Okay.
bilingual. Um,
Bilingual. All right.
read and write.
Perfect. And I see that you are computer proficient, Microsoft Office.
Yes.
All right. And your typing speed is very impressive. Can you share with me what that is?
65 words per minute.
Okay, wonderful. Well, Spanish. Alrighty. So, can you tell me about a time that maybe you had to work with a difficult or challenging customer inquiry or complaint, and how you approached it and what steps you took to ensure customer satisfaction.
That's a great question. Okay. I had a parent call the Allstate office irate. They had a 16-year-old son that had just received his license. They were not aware that they had to add him onto their insurance. So when the insurance company sent them notification and say, hey, your policy is going to increase X amount. So they were livid because they were like, we didn't place him on the policy. So how can they increase our premium if we haven't divulged? So I said, let me find out the information for you. I'll be able to figure it out and I'll give you a call back. So I was able to speak with my superior where he was able to explain to me that they have 30 days, I believe, and then DMV automatically notifies their insurance company. So I was call them back and I indicated that that was the information. And they were like, relieved at one point, at least, saying, okay, now we get it. But is there a way that you could lessen the premium? So on that sales end, I was able to transfer the call to my superior, in which he was able to provide them with a small discount for the amount of time that they were loyal customers to Allstate. So I was able, and then they called me back and they apologized for being so irate with me. And so it worked out well. So I was kind of happy that it worked on both ends.
Sure, absolutely. Well, your years of experience, I'm sure, led you to being able to handle that call efficiently and having a happy customer at the end.
Yes, ma'am.
All righty. Well, I'm going to go ahead and stop this part of the recording, but don't go anywhere. We have some more stuff to chat about. Okay, just a second. Thanks.